You know the name, $11 trillion asset manager BlackRock. They have the most successful ETF launch in history with IBIT. They've recommended a 1 to 2% allocation to Bitcoin for all investors, and now they're doing something that no other big financial firm has done in history. Let's break it down. Here we go to the news of the day over on Facebook from Bitcoin Magazine, a picture of the IBIT Bitcoin billboard from BlackRock surfacing in major cities with a quote, "Bitcoin exposure made easy," and of course many millions perhaps getting their first introduction to Bitcoin from billboards like these. We'll quote Anthony Scaramucci, good friend of the show, someone who's saying, marketing, this is the value that BlackRock brings in terms of mainstreaming Bitcoin, helping introduce and educate this asset class to new investors who might have not thought about investing in a decentralized cryptocurrency. But of course, BlackRock doing more than just advertising. We're going to go to Pump's Bitcoin Investor Week conference now to show you a clip from last week that really sets the stage for how BlackRock is thinking internally about its IBIT product and why it remains committed at a time when many of the headlines for Bitcoin seem dire, in his own words.
A misperception out there that it's a bunch of hedge funds in ETFs that are creating volatility and selling. That's not what we're seeing. If you look at IBIT last week, on a week that was tumultuous, obviously, in the Bitcoin market, we had 0.2% of the fund redeemed, right? So if there actually were hedge funds that were massively unwinding trades that they were running in the ETF, you would have seen billions out. We saw many billions liquidated on these levered perp platforms.
Taking a little glimpse of the past, last but not least, we want to show you an older billboard from an older time. Those of you who are OGs might remember Bitcoin, quote, "the honey badger of money," a billboard humbly put up out in San Jose, California by then millionaire Roger Ver, a young, excited entrepreneur who found the promise of internet money too compelling to pass up. And it's important to note, if you're looking at this story and you're saying, "Pete, you're blowing this out of proportion, it's just a billboard," well, billboards can change the course of history. We know Mark Andreessen, Chris Dixon, and others out there in early Silicon Valley driving past this billboard, it playing a role in helping contextualize Bitcoin among an influential marketplace, and many of the early startups that we saw in the industry, Coinbase, Kraken, and others emerging from Silicon Valley in the wake of the billboard being put up there on the highway as you're driving out to Silicon Valley. So a humble billboard, let's just say, it might be able to change the world. We've seen it before. And we'll see you next time. This has been the Bitcoin Historian. A special thanks to Trezor, true OGs, the Bitcoin hardware wallet marketplace. You can go over to trezor.io and check it out. We'll be back more after this.
Money, power,